Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to WAYPN. I'm Cal.
I'm Sunny.
AKA?
Sangita and Henry.
Oh, you changed it around. Why you change it on me?
I don't know, it popped in my brain.
Oh, I see. You gotta lick your lips. You're getting dry there. Stop. You're ruining it. So, speaking of ruining it, that's a terrible intro. But one of the things that I noticed is we were actually getting a lot of new subs on this channel.
Oh, have we?
Yeah. And so, like, if you're still low enough, if you still don't have a lot of subs on a channel, so like with our other one, we don't get notified whether we get subs.
I am wondering if people search WAYPN.
That's what they did. They searched WAYPN. Obviously,
and then they're like, "Oh, there it is." And then it's like, there's a tiny little.
That is probably due to these guys who shouted us out in this video here.
Yeah, you gotta search. What are you painting now?
Well, no, WAYPN will bring up the stuff because I tag all of our stuff with WAYPN in the video tags.
I've tried searching our channel on YouTube. Just WAYPN. It only shows WAYPN reviews as the first one, and there's no secondary.
Doesn't it show some of our videos?
No, I don't. Not that I saw. Like if it did, I'd have to scroll pretty far down. Well, but anyhow.
Anyway, so we just wanted to throw that out there, and we just wanted to do a bit of an explanation. So first off, what we do here is we review people's work, like Rory's right here. But the thing is that we have goals set in this. So what we say is, like, what are your goals?
Yeah, what is your standard that you're aiming for? And then we tell you where you've done well, where you need to improve, and where is your next point of improvement.
Yeah, for example, our advice between tabletop and showcase is very different. So, like, some of the times our showcase painters, well, they're just better painters than us. So we don't have a lot of advice for them. But we split it into 3 categories. Tabletop.
Character level.
Yep, and we describe character level as your personal best. So, like, you going to your top level that you can, but you're not going all out, you're not pushing. Whereas showcase is where your personal showcase level might not win awards or something, right? But showcase level is where you're pushing yourself beyond your limits.
It's probably where you're trying out very advanced techniques like volumetric highlighting, this, that, and the other, really, pushing it glaze levels, 100 layers or whatever to get that super smooth.
But the point is, like, I think a good example was when we were talking with Andy the other week, and when we say the other week, that could have been
10 eons ago.
Yes, okay. But anyway, like I said, with the leather and the scratching, I was like, it seems like a lot of work for not a lot of effect.
Oh, I remember that one, yeah. He was doing it for a class.
Yeah, he was testing it out, and that's the kind of thing that we might talk about with your tabletop, right? Like, if you're going for tabletop, you're not going to be doing everything that you possibly can. And speed is more important than, quality and such. But, so I just wanted to give those caveats out there. I hope that our sound has improved because we've got this whole new setup. And hopefully...
Blanket fort. That's what it is right now.
Well, essentially, yes, except it's more Duna Fort. Because I tell you what, if we don't have this Duna Fort, we are just... the end of Evangelion anime, with the cicadas.
I never got to watch it.
Oh, that's right. We've got to show you things. So, first off, we've got to read.
Yes.
Here are better pictures of my army. I took them when they were in a display case.
They are not great, but better, I hope. Yes. Oh, this is good enough. Like, we can see fair amount of detail.
Before we couldn't see, like, half of this stuff. So... I do think, like, with, like, this guy, let's go to some of the more individual, oh my god.
Yeah, these are, like, collages. Yeah, okay.
So, like, this guy I like, but I feel like he needs more separators. You know, like he's just all black everywhere.
Yeah, maybe the pauldrons could be a different color. I think that would have.
Yeah, like the pauldrons with like silver trim. You know, just use the classic Dark Angel scheme. So these are Rory's Imperial, like as in Empire, Dark Angels. Oh no, I think that might be Imperial Grey Knights. Yeah, Imperial Grey Knights. And like just looking at this, like that's the thing that I look at when I see it. Just some of it. This is the biggest problem with Star Wars. Like they're just like, all right, here's one color. That's a color scheme, and we're like,
no,
that's not how you do.
Well, technically, in one of our color theory videos,
yes, it is analogous. I know.
No, it would be considered a mono.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
What is it called?
Monochromatic.
Monochromatic.
Yeah. But like, there's not enough variation. Like, I like these guys here where like they've actually got colors and such. But yeah, I think. Oh, see, now I see it a bit more where he's like, because he was talking about how he was trying to make it more Star Wars, and I can see like the sort of is it called 80? Not 80. I've forgotten what these walkers are called. But yeah, those sorts of walkers as the dreadnoughts, and that sort of thing. But see, like things like this where you've got that on and it's just dry brush, I feel like you got to add some color here. It doesn't matter whether you're going Star Wars or not. It's just like you
could freehand something that's Star Warsy to make it bring to the Star Wars vibe and theme. Like,
maybe.
It could have been like one of those crossover things where a Warhammer dreadnought, you know, made its way into the Star Wars universe.
Oh yeah,
crashed.
I know the thing.
Yeah, a Star Wars character found this and it's going to make it part of the rebellion, so they painted their symbol on it. And that could be another alternative story.
Or
an excuse to bring color in as well.
Or he could like just do it like a standard book and then put some transfers on. Some Star Wars transfers.
Yeah.
But other than that,
this one looks pretty cool. Oh, okay. See, I thought you did something really cool with the terrain, like he's on some Zen rock in a calm pool, but that's just the glass.
Okay.
I thought it was like, ooh, is this fancy lake situation.
But I think that's about what we can say for those ones, because like there is a lot there and we've got a lot to do. So let us move on. Next up, we have
John Sinesh. Sinesh maybe. Yeah.
Not Slanesh. Sinesh.
I know. I was like, Slanesh? No. But yeah, sorry, the photos are great, but this is a model I'm doing for commission. Once it's done, I'll try and take better photos. Well,
that's all right.
First off, fantastic color scheme.
Very
clean and great visual breakups everywhere.
Yes.
Like I can see every single part that you want to point out to the audience. I'm not sure if those are meant to be claws at the very end.
They're hooves.
Hooves, okay.
So the only thing that I look at is like some of those gaps, and like I know that I'm bad for it, but just those are the kinds of things that clients can get upset about, so that's something to look out for. I'm guessing that the color scheme is something that the client has chosen. Very vibrant orange. I really like that orange. I feel like the bone is gonna hopefully get some more work because it's very like I feel
it looks more like parchment.
No, it's not that it looks more like parchment. I feel like it doesn't have as much depth as it could, whereas like I feel like the orange has a decent amount of depth, as much as orange can, with these highlights and such.
So you're saying put more of that sort of darker brown edges that the brown usually has.
So like the bone, I feel like lacks a bit of depth,
Yeah.
I feel like it could have some variation, especially with the tusks. The tusks where like they get darker as they go back or brighter as they
go towards the tip of the tusks.
Yeah, stuff like that.
It's true. Yeah, it's correct. That's usually how they are.
But yeah, I think it's a very nice piece, and of course, it is a work in progress. So like, we will see more work on it. we will see whether we were correct in that, like, that is more or less where he's at. But I do think that the scheme is very striking, and I do like the breakers. Like, it's a classic scheme, you know, black and orange, but it's a classic for a reason. All right, let us move on to
Mr. Jose. It's 1:30 p.m. on Saturday, and everything has at least a base coat of its first color on it. There's the airbrush. It's done. I've done the maths. Oh, okay, I've done the maths. I have 14 days off, Christmas week and 2 weekends before the new year, and 33 models to get done. I need to average 2.4 models completed per day off.
That is so Joseph to do that.
Yeah, the Excel spreadsheet. Show us the Excel. I'm pretty sure I can do the black models today, and the dragons won't take too much to finish, I think. I should be ahead before Monday. I'll be leaving all the basing, lanterns, and varnishing to do all at once at the end. It sounds like you've got a great plan. And what I like about this is that you have broken it up into very manageable parts, your goal, which someone, you know, approaching a large project, the first thing that they're going to think of.
I think these are the God tier models.
Are they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're the God
yeah, the
tier.
Cleaver Man, yes.
See, and there's that guy, and there's the guy with the pitchfork.
I think he did mention in a previous post that he was working on God tier, so yeah, fair enough.
But Joseph is definitely the master of smashing models out, and I can very, very much see how he does it here when looking at some of these things. Like, it's just get that airbrushing done. Yes.
We're going to have to censor that out.
No, we'll just leave it. We'll just go past. But yeah, so anyway, I think that when it comes to these sorts of things, like, you can see that he just gets that color down and gets things set in, and then he goes with it. So hopefully we will see him get everything done up. All right, so next up, and this one was really interesting for me to take a look at, because I think this might actually be I think he's called Emung. I'm supporting him. I should remember his name. It's a 3D print guy. You've seen him. I've done some of the Nurgle guys from him. But yeah, finished this Shalaxi Hellbane commission from a friend of mine. Just love painting the details. Playing my favorite color, purple. Hope you guys like it. Enjoy.
Very nice.
All right, let's take a look. So when I see commission, I'm just going to assume that you guys are doing character level at least.
Yes.
Right? So taking a look at this, right? Classic color combination, like the pinkish magenta with the teal.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. It is still considered like red-green combination, essentially, because that's where the family essentially comes from. But this is just me taking a look at it. I think that for me, I would have probably gone for, instead of the red accents, a nice bright red orange, because you've got that orange theme coming through with the type of gold that you have used. And oftentimes magenta can look a bit off next to a bright red, because they're very sort of close together in the color spectrum, and also their intensity is very similar as well. But if you push it slightly towards the yellow, it just helps to bring things a bit together, a bit better, I would say. But there is nothing wrong visually speaking. I'm just saying, as a point of improvement, that's something a different sort of decision I would have taken.
I have to say, I really like what he's done with the bikini, like the highlights and the lines on that. I love
the way that he's also shadowed the cleavage. Very well done.
I think it's good, but like when I think Joseph's done really well with some of like that sort of shadowing. It's good. It's not bad. There's nothing wrong with it, but I wouldn't say very good, you know? Like, it's good.
I don't know. I feel It's very nicely done with it's very smooth.
Yeah, everything is very, very smooth here. And yeah, I think it is a 3D print because I can see some of those
layer lines.
No, not the layer lines. See those little dimples there? That's from taking it off. Yeah, that's from taking it off. But like, I feel like the shadows should be greater with the way that he's done it. Like, I like this shadow here that he's done, but like, I feel like the shadows right here, that's like a little like too intense from like just that smooth flat to just sort of like that.
I don't know. Maybe because it is a pretty deep crevice in that particular. It is a deep,
but I mean, like, see down here, there's no sort of like shadowing in there, sort of thing. Like that's where there would be shadowing. Well, you know what I'm saying?
I kind of prefer this style of painting skin because skin is so easy to mess up when you
You're right.
When you go right. Quite dark, and then it looks like high contrast skin, like. Photography wise, it is such a smooth and blurred out texture that I think he has achieved a level of skin that is quite difficult to
I guess
achieve.
That's fair, but these eyes are very much like that. And also I like the lipstick with the little shine.
Dot of shine.
Yeah, like that's very nice.
Fantastic, yeah.
But I think looking at this up close, you're very right about the red with the feathers here, because like especially the way he's done that nice transition with the magenta into the pale pink.
Yeah,
like if that was say a fiery orange,
yep,
like it would contrast so well here. And like Slanesh is this quiet offends Slanesh,
yes,
like taking a look at all of this, like I really wish that we had another picture of the base, because bases are my jam. I love bases. It's true. Anybody who's been on here, anybody who's been on here long enough knows that I geek out about bases.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
We have Mr. Ron. Minis for a D&D game. I don't do bases for D&D minis usually unless the model I print has one, i.e. the Shadow Dragon, Bone Dragon, Lesser Cosmic Emissary, Astral Dreadnought, Drake. So these are the models that he has painted.
And Ron seems to be between like tabletop plus, I guess, because like he smashes them out, but he does get a lot done. So I feel conflicted, because I did say basing is my jam, and like I get what he's saying, right? He's like, this is my goal, you know, like I don't do bases on D&D models unless they've got one. But I feel like you could add something to this base. You could just like get some fine grey gravel and just add it around those rocks, and it would just add a lot. Because like I don't think it looks bad. It is just, you know, he's going for tabletop. He's going to smash these things out. I do feel like this guy could get a lot more dry brushing around the wings, and like you could have more on the top, because he feels very uniform, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, wait, sorry. Let me take a closer look at him. I can see the recess of the where he's put the wash though. I'm not sure if he needs more dry
no, but like I feel like the wings aren't like
because there's not. It is a full skeleton.
Yeah, like
skeleton boy.
I feel like they'd be brighter, because like that's where the light's gonna hit, and just
maybe just at the very top.
Yeah, and just like a nice dry brush. Like I'm not asking for above tabletop. I'm just saying, just that.
Just a little something.
Yeah. Ooh. This, however, I really like. Like this I think looks very, very funky. Like
it looks yummy to me.
Yes, you're like, you're gonna have to get used to that new subscribers. Sunny's always hungry, and then she makes me hungry.
Oh,
and it's a vicious cycle.
Whoa.
Yes.
It is one of those cocktail shrimp lobster.
You can't use that word.
It is a word that is used. Yes.
Yeah, but I very much like this one. The colors used here. it feels like it's in a different category from these two. It's like these two, it's like black. Yeah, like there's some guy, he's got a cigarette, sort of permanently stuck to his lip. Yeah, smash him out, mate. Get him done. And then, it's here.
It's an effort.
Yeah.
It looks like a tiger prawn. Ooh.
Like this like, I think belongs more with the first two, but I do think like there is a lot of effort there in the way that he's done things.
Is there a face there? Like what is
that?
No,
there's no sort of face. So like I think this this is an ethereal sort of monster. I think it's fine.
I feel like a dry brush of cyan with a soft makeup brush just over the face would bring out like that sort of glowing look, but it's like gives the impression of there's something under this veil. Something like that. That's what. Ooh,
like this is fun. This is fun. Like
I like it.
I do feel like the contrast paint got a little too heavy here.
I don't know. I feel like it has.
Look at that tide mark there, honey. Look at that.
That's a tide mark. Okay, I didn't notice that. All right.
And like, I think like it just needed to be thin. But I love all the eyes. Like
I love the eyes. I love the overall color, and it looks almost like a cartoon drawing with how the line is so defined. Yeah. I like it. It just looks so cool. Oh yes. Okay.
All right.
That's it.
So like. Oh, you know what we haven't been doing? We haven't been saying, what people have done well, where people could improve and such.
We forgot.
So, Lance has been working on this, and he's just been putting this together. I think thus far it's looking fine. I would like a closer picture because, like, I take a look at this, and last time we looked at it, he actually had managed to get, like, for example, they're called balustrades.
Balustrades, balustrades. However you say it.
Yeah. Like looking like real wood. Like the timber underneath wasn't as much, and like this is fine, but I'm not sure about the color for the road. What do you think?
What else would you do with it?
Oh, just a bit darker, and maybe like I feel like it just needs just something.
Yeah, I suppose it does look a bit. Sort of everything looks very dry in texture, like the grass and the wood and the dirt, they all look like they lack moisture. Yeah. Because of how pale everything is.
And if it's going to be a bridge, it'll probably be over water, so you'd think...
I think, okay, fine, maybe the bridge doesn't have to be like... But yeah, I think some level of contrast. Maybe the green could be a bit more green or darken the road.
But see, that's why I think darken the road, because the road is the easiest thing to change.
Fair enough. Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I think and maybe a bit of sawdust for fallen leaves. Yeah, yes, no, maybe so. But I think the biggest thing is just having like that contrast there. I think that would be. Yeah.
Okay. So what do we think he's done well?
Okay, yeah. I do like the wood, but I do wish I had a bit more of a close up, because if we had a bit more of a close up, we could look and go, "Oh, yes, that's nice wood." But I guess we could.
You can do the thing where you open it in a new image.
I worry about this because of our new formatting. All right, let's take a look. Let's see. Yes, it's like, yeah, I feel like it doesn't look as much like wood as it did before, but I think maybe just putting a wash over the wood to get those lines to pick up a bit.
Oh, maybe
because like it feels like, I don't know.
I think just fixing the dirt road would be better.
All right.
Yeah, in my opinion.
All right, well, let us move on. So, Joseph has continued his work.
It's nearing 9 p.m. on Saturday, and I've made great progress. This 3-9? What is that? I don't understand.
Because they're all Cerberus.
Okay, I get it now. 9 dogs are done, and I was even able to get their master finished along the way. I got a lot more work done on the 3 dragons and part of the painting the dogs. That's 4 of 33 models ready to finish, and 3 more set up to be finished tomorrow. This puts me 1.6 models ahead of schedule. Very well done.
Yes, very. So, yeah,
I feel like
tell me you're not leaving the bases like that, Joseph. Tell me you're not leaving the bases.
I don't think so. Joe would never do such a thing.
It's such a criminal
action. He looks like the skinnier version of the that one anime character, the big skull. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember.
Oh, Isengol.
Isengol.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah,
thin version of him.
I do like the breakup of the colours with the gold and the black.
Very
I think that looks cool. Yes. I was going to say it, but
sorry.
Just like, yeah, no, it's okay. I'm just like, yeah, no, don't say it. And then you're like, very edgelord, and I'm like,
well, he does.
Yes. But yes, we're hoping to see more with the bases, but it's all good. Like, everything looks nice. You know, he's achieving his goal. Dragons are coming along. You know,
these are just base coats for the time being.
Yes, but there is some eye work done, which is always a bit of a worry with Joseph at the moment. You know,
he does everything perfectly until he gets to the eye, and then it's like. Mwah.
All right, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is one of our more recent ones, and we've really been putting a lot of effort into this one. But I don't think it's going to make it over the threshold that we left there as what we want to beat.
Yeah, we wanted to try and get to at least 10K. Yeah.
But because YouTube has been very...
silly buggers.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. All right, so next up we have Jeff Heller. Here is the last thing I completed.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, I really like it. Like, there's obviously very strong use of contrast paints and such, right? With, like, that particular sort of gloss that it has.
Yeah.
But, like,
I'm sorry to cut you off there, but I just still cannot understand how the YouTubers like Brushstroke or literally anyone else who do tutorial on contrast paint and they apply it and it dries and it doesn't look glossy. How do they do that?
I think it's like often thinned down when they're using it. Well, like I thin it down, like you've seen it on the heads that I've done for the dwarves and stuff.
Okay.
Well, like technically they're not dwarves, they're the Leagues of Votan.
Space midgets.
You want to upset everyone, don't you? You want us to be banned. She's a menace.
It's funny. Anyway, let us take a look at the Elder Lich.
Yes, so I do believe it's Evil Santa Claus. But
is it Evil Santa Claus?
Yes, I do believe it is.
It's called a Krampus. That's what he's called, right? A crumpet? Cremus? Merry Christmas.
You guys can't see the faces she makes. She is an awful person.
I do remember it's something like that.
Yeah, it's I can't even remember it after you're like, it's a crumpet.
It's a crumpet.
And I'm like, Krampus.
Krampus.
No, it's not. It
is Krampus.
It's close, but
it is Krampus. It is.
It's not your monthly, okay? But anyway, so I like the way that he's done the horns. I think that they look nice. I think the only thing is like that there's not a lot of volume. Like it's all sort of very
it does look a bit one-tony.
Yeah, one-tony. So like
I would say if we were to touch anywhere, I would increase the sort of highlighting aspect with high saturation red. I'm
not sure about that. Like a nice deep red as like sort of a dry brush to give a bit of texture to the robes. maybe just a quick overbrush there, and that'd probably be it. Like,
yeah.
But I do think like everything's hit. It very readable, very readable. Yeah. I like it, but as always, I feel like the base needs something. Like
I feel like the base matches the model a bit too much.
Why?
Because his skin looks pretty much the same as the base.
Yeah. No, I was thinking something like, maybe coal or something like that on the ground to sort of give the idea of who he is. But I guess little black lumps might not read that well.
Is that really Krampus? I thought he was an elder lich.
Oh. Anyway, let us move on.
Ah.
We have more from Jeff Hell. So this is going to be really interesting to see where it goes, because I take a look at this, right? And I'm like, I love the way
long
that
grass.
Yeah, like the long grass does very much feel like real long grass. But I'm really interested to see where the vehicle's going to end up, because at the moment, like, I think that the base is great, but I'm like, all right, where is this going? And
yeah, like where are you going to use this exactly?
No, not like that. Like, I want to see what he does with like the hull and all of that, and how he's going to sort of like go with the rust and stuff, because it almost looks as if like right here there used to be something painted there, and like it's fading off, sort of thing.
I'm feeling like that's it. Like there's no more building.
Well, no. He says it's like a work in progress, rusted equipment. So I wonder if he's like going to build up some rust or stuff like that. Because like I think some really nice orangey rust would contrast well against this really long grass.
Yeah, because of the green and the red. Fair enough.
All right. So next up, we've got more Joseph.
I finished the 3 dragons today. Their champion will have to wait until later. I moved on to finishing the gold on everything I'd prepared and made the goblins my focus. I'm currently working on their trousers. 7 of 33 models ready to finish, and I'm 2.2 models ahead of schedule, with 5 more models halfway done.
All right, let's take a look. See where we're at. Okay, here we are. All right. So, yeah, looking good. Everything's readable. Like, I hope he's doing more with the bases, Joseph. Of course he is.
You can't say it's finished if you didn't do the base. I mean, I agree. It's true. Technically, you say that a finished model includes the base work as well.
Yeah, of course it does.
So, yeah, I'm also concerned, Mr. Jojo.
Yes. Well, we did promise to say his name properly if he finishes them all. That's probably why he's rushing. He's like,
look at this golden boy.
Look at those eyes.
Oh, that's very nice eyes.
They're really good eyes. So
well done.
Guys, the reason why we're saying what we're saying is because Joseph usually does get quite a lot of stuff done, and he has some really nice work, but one of his biggest problems recently has been eyes. And like this right here is really nice work from him, especially if you see some of his other works, and you'll just be like, oh god, the googlies, they got us go by the googlies.
It is just so sad because
like
that's the only thing that draws your attention, because everything else is so clean
good. And
so well done, and then it's just you can't help but look at that.
But I have to say, well done to Joseph for actually making a goal, going for it, and hitting it, because that is actually about what our video is coming up about. Yes. I love this one, so I've actually got this one brought up. You want to read out?
The photo booth for minis took an old Amazon box and bought some nice matte black and white background, mixed them together, and voila, good for pictures of thumbs. Yes,
and where have I got this one? So I commented on this, and I'm like, what scale is this?
I remember.
I've seen it on social media a lot. Are you the original artist?
Oh my god. Is that all the thumbs up icons were modeled after this one picture?
Yes, this one thumb.
This one thumb.
Yes, very photogenic thumb.
But later on, when we see the pictures,
yes,
it actually looks really, really good.
Because we promised to comment on this one, because when we saw them last time, like
we couldn't really fully appreciate all the detail.
Yeah, and the photos from the work in progress before were actually better than
the final one.
So let's move on.
I think you'll have to you have to open it in a new tab, and that's fine.
So I'll take a look, but I do think we do have closer ones, maybe.
No, this is all of it.
Okay, well, I'll open these two and we'll take a look. So I think that he did really well with the lips, like the bringing up the color. I think when we last saw the stuff, it was a very sort of electric blue. And like, also there's another thing that you guys have to remember. We are super zoomed up here. So like, some of this is going to look a little off, you know? But I think he did really well with this sort of magic tattoo here. Mm-hmm. And I also like the way that he's done the
glow effect.
Yeah, the glow effect. I do feel like it's kind of missing the point with the glow effect, in that if it's coming from the hand, I know that there's that line there to help separate the hand, but I feel like that would have been better if he had have just done like an ink white, like the whitest white he could manage.
Yes and no.
Yeah?
Because when you have items that are glowing from, specifically like skin,
mm-hmm.
like glowing arms or glowing body parts, because the light is coming from internally projecting outwards, a lot of the thicker body parts will block some of that light. Mm-hmm. So you will see it as a darker shadow, mm-hmm. and the thinner skin surfaces will show a lot of that light. So I'm not 100% mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, let us take a look at the other part, which I think came up all right. Like, I do think that this shadow could be blended a bit more, because like it's just
it's quite stark.
Yeah, it's very, very stark. But I do like the white hair. I think it came up pretty decently.
Actually, that white hair has like variations of violet and blue in it. I thought
very
nice.
No. I think like and like I was very impressed by the yellow. I think that the yellow looks absolutely fantastic. Like it's just got a very nice sort of pop to it. And see, like on certain angles, like the blue looks a lot less, deep.
Stark?
But I feel like that back shot was the best shot. So I think what he's done well is very much giving off the theme of that character. I think it has a lot of character to it. And I think some of the times he's fighting the model, because I don't think that this has like the best sculpt by what I'm looking at here. Like I think some of the times he's just like, yes, this is very sort of how can I put it, like
hard to reach, hard to define
because it doesn't have those crisp details.
Yeah, but I would say that that's something that he's done really well with this model.
Yeah.
That despite that, he's actually
that's what I was trying to sort of get at. Yeah.
Done really well in defining the model and bringing out some really great outlines and textures in them. So that's excellent. What we do think anything he's done poorly, you think?
I think this right here.
Just that little shadow.
I think that the shadowing could definitely be improved. Like it's just too deep, too fast.
Yeah.
Like especially with how bright the rest of the blue is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like if there was just sort of like a bit of an in-between shade between those two, you'd you'd feel like it isn't as dark, or conversely.
He's tried to do that, but I think it just needs to be blended further.
Maybe you might be right.
But yeah, what do we think that he could improve on other than that?
Other than that, nothing. Like, I think it's fine. Like, I like the lipstick. I like all of the colors that he's used. You know, I think it's got a lot of pop, a lot of contrast. It's really good. But yeah, let us move on. All right. So, and we're getting a lot of new people here coming in. So what we I think this was one of the things where I was talking about, and this is ironically, this came out well before the shout out, and I was saying the most powerful form of advertisement remains the same in the age of the algorithm. You know, that it's word of mouth. And what happens, you know, everybody's like, oh, you know, Paul Hammer gave you a shout out. And and it's just, that is one of the things that changes things. Like, you can get a shout out by somebody else and that will grow you, or, you know, just that's one of the things that I wanted to point out, right? That it is the power of people that is still the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter how much you've got the algorithm on or off your side. You know,
people are what empowers things to move forward or backwards.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. All right. So, next up we have Moron. All right. So, let's take a look. So, this is classic Doc Ock, but I feel like the
boots have come out quite nicely in the definition wise, but I think that same definition was not applied to the glove and the cape area.
Well, it's not the cape, it's sort of more the suit, but yeah, I feel like with yellow, a lot of the time, even with contrast, you still have to go over it again. Yellow is just one of those colors. I think the green came up fine. I think the rest of it's fine. It's all very readable, but I just feel like, because I know where you're at and that sort of thing, and I feel like you could make the yellow sort of pop a bit more. Oof, this is a bit rough, this one, with the...
Has it bled?
Because of the tide marks.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm gonna have to say it wrong, but I think this one's a fail, just because of like how heavy those tide marks are.
Yeah, I think it's also muddied the vibrancy of the color.
Yeah.
The way that it's meant to look.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, like, you're gonna need to go over those panels again if you want it to have that vibrancy and that kick, especially with a character like Iron Man.
Oh yeah.
Where he's so iconic and like his suit is usually so gaudy and bright, it just feels off.
Yeah, I would say,
Spider-Man didn't turn out so bad. I think like he came out pretty well, actually. Like, I like that you made the pole that's coming out rusted instead of just a straight steel, so that it contrasts
with the concrete.
Well, not with the concrete, but with the blue of his thing, and it matches with the red of the rest of it.
Yeah.
So that, you know, it's within theme.
Yes.
This is actually quite nice. I actually like this. You know, I don't think that there's anything wrong with this. You know, he is going for tabletop quality, I know, and like, but I feel like when you compare this to this, like, it's just not the same. Like,
yeah, everything reads clearly and is vibrant, like the way the characters are meant to be. Yeah.
I feel like this has come up quite nice.
Oh, the black is very nice.
Yeah, and like, I'm sure it's just a contrast and just hitting some certain things, but it's come up quite nice, and it very much fits the vibe of that dude. Yeah.
Oh, it's a Black Widow.
Yeah, and I
think she came out really good, actually.
Yeah, great visual breakers, you know, all of that sort of thing. I think this is the classic comic book style vibe.
Isn't the
movie.
The gold bit's usually like a steel.
I'm not sure. I was thinking that myself.
I would say the tide markings on her is a bit much.
Yeah, the tide markings are quite bad. But a lot of people dislike this character, so maybe he's just sort of like just slap it on and
Well, it does look quite vibrant. It does.
Yeah, well, like the red up here doesn't look like the red down here at all. Like I don't know if that's deliberate or not,
I
but
think it's the light.
Maybe. But I feel like I think it's Carol Danvers. I think she could be a lot better. This is a different version of the Juggernaut. I'm just not a fan of the color choices. I'm not sure whether that's.
I'm not sure if it's official, but it does look quite sort of.
Oh, you know what? I might be wrong, and I think I am wrong. This isn't the Juggernaut. That's what's his name? I keep thinking of that really bad rap song from back in like the 90s, Crisscross or something.
I would not know.
He's like a Punisher villain, I think, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah. Baron Zemo's come up all right, but I feel like the tide marks have been really bad with all of these ones, haven't they?
Yeah, they do look a bit muddied.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ron, I don't think these ones are your best work. I do think your
Kings of War are still number 1 at the moment.
Yeah, and his lobster from the D&D was quite nice as well, you know. But I just don't understand how he's got Captain America here, who's come up quite nice, and yet I know that he's going for tabletop, but the reason why I say that is because we're still pushing for nice models at tabletop. You know, I don't think that there's anything wrong for pushing for that. I feel like he could do better with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Brian Thomas, Whip
Guo.
All right. So for those people who don't know, besides Whip,
okay, I know.
Yes. Keep it in your head. Besides Whip, for people who use acronyms here, we have a pastime where we give them ridiculous names. So
giant underwear onesie.
Great unclean one is what he's trying to say.
Yes.
But yes, needed
someone back there to help keep things clean. But he keeps eating all the TP.
So he's got a little bit of TP down there.
The toilet paper.
So this is a work in progress. It's coming along quite nicely. I'll like to see where the sword goes. But one thing that I do like is that he's picked out all of the pox, which I do think adds a great lot of contrast to a model. I've seen a lot of people do just the green sort of thing, and they just leave the pox undone. I'm not sure on the choice of vibrancy, and it's an obvious choice because he's got the bright orange and the bright yellow there.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with it. I do think it looks like a pustule that is, ripe and ready to pop.
Well, no, see, for me, it looks quite sort of festive, shall I say?
It does look festive, I will say.
And, I feel like being paler would be more in theme. But see...
Perhaps with the orange, it could be paler.
No, I think both of them. That's just me, though. But that is more a preference on my part than anything being done technically wrong. I think all of his work here, I think all of that's looking quite nice.
Yes.
But yeah, I am very glad that you picked them out because it really, really does add to the
final look. I would say it's just nice just to have something else to look at, I guess.
Also, this was really nice. So John Sinesh did up this. Coworker asked me to add some color to her Christmas vintage. Got all 4 done in less than an hour. I think first off, that is incredible speed. Second off, did I click on this one? Yeah, all right. Like the
face.
details,
Yeah.
like that face. That face has come out fantastic, and also great use of color. Like you see, like that tiny bit of red in the cheek, sort of
the
thing.
lips as well.
Yeah. It's just like very on point. Like a lot of the times, people will be good with only one singular skin tone.
And he does look like he's looking down at at what he's doing,
Yeah,
sweeping up the floor. And
it's a really, really good face, especially for like how much was done and how quickly. I do think like a lot of like this guy's way more off than the previous one, but I tell you what, this guy I'm trying to remember the name.
Chad.
No, there's like he's just got a meme face. He's like,
yeah, like the Giga Chad meme face.
No, he's like, I'm the supreme gentleman.
I know he does. It just does look like a meme.
Yes. But
is that a lady with a stash?
No, it's not a lady with a stash. It's made in like the 1920s or something. I don't think such things were around. These ones, I feel, were.
Oh my god, the guy with.
I feel like the faces are a bit melted, but I mean, I don't think that's John's fault. I think
derpy Christmas.
Yeah, I think it's more just the sculpts, but
we can call it two guys having a really fun time because they've had too much to drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like I look at this one and I'm just like, welcome to the nightmare fuel.
Yeah, her face. I'm not sure if it's the model or
I think
the sculpt.
I'm gonna say it's the sculpt because especially when you go back to this one.
Yeah, I mean, look at that guy. Looks like he's got a full face of photo filter type makeup on.
And then it's just like, welcome to Christmas. Oh God, don't touch me. And it's like, yeah,
it is a bit sad.
But one of the things that I really liked about this was just seeing this, just going like, guys, the hobby is more than just war games,
Yeah, there's seeing different types of models.
Yeah.
And like sometimes we have there was an old post by one of our other members, James Flanagan. He used to post stuff that his wife and the grandkids would do, and it was like these very nice bottle art and everything.
Yeah. It's nice seeing all of the other stuff.
Oh, it's Jason.
Yes, so I feel like some of the brightness was lost from this guy with his change, but would you like to read out for us?
Gathered up the courage to return to my dwarf samurai that I submitted for feedbacks a few weeks back. He had been an unsuccessful attempt at non-metallic metal. The feedback was really helpful and gave me a number of areas to concentrate on. Due to the amount of paint present, I chose to strip the gold parts back and re-prime them prior to trying again. I have only focused on the mask and only from this front view, trying to line up with the reflections present on the blue armor. I will carry on with the pauldrons next. While he will be used on the tabletop as my D&D miniature, I wanted to take the opportunity to push myself with the variety of techniques involved with NMM, involved with Naughty meddling marsupials. Oh, it's true. The marsupials do meddle and naughty at night. And aim to deliver him to a character level.
Nice. Someone actually
told us what they want to do.
Just hallelujah.
A goal. I have included a picture of what he previously looked like for comparison.
All right, let's take a squiz. Oh no,
this was the old one?
No, this was the old one. So remember how bright it was?
I was. That's why I was like, that can't be it because I remembered it
so
looking very
I think like he's done really well with like lining things up here.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's much more better with like the placements of the highlights
This looks a lot like metal now, yes. I will say you are correct. And this time successful with your attempt.
I do think that, like, see where he's gone black in here and black in some other areas. I think he could do like a deep brown a bit rather than like just
straight
black. Yeah.
I understand.
But like other than that, like of course, you can have more layers in between and all of that other nonsense. But the thing is, he's got the principle down pat.
Yes, and it works. It got the effect that you wanted.
Yes. And like I feel like it doesn't feel as like over here, it feels like this guy just absolutely pops, but this guy feels like way more cohesive. You know what I'm saying?
I still like the vibrancy.
I do like the vibrancy of the other one, but I think that's mostly because of the beard, which he's dulled down a fair bit.
Is that what he's done?
See, look at the beard in this, and then look at the beard in that. So he hasn't gone to the beard yet because you can see some of the bleed from the gold here.
Yeah, because I figured it was still a bit of a work in progress.
Yeah. I think it's come up great. I think like with that work on the non-metallic metal, I think you've done a massive improvement. And, good on you for taking on feedback and, actually working with it. Speaking about somebody who's terrible at taking on feedback, here's me and my work in progress. Oh my God, will it never end? So it always seems like this stuff just keeps going and keeps going. Because
like today, he was seen scrubbing more masking off, and I'm like, I thought I did them all already. So
yeah, no, it's not that, but like, it's just like the reason why this never gets done is because like there's always something else. So I painted up, I'd say maybe 500 skulls.
Probably. We counted them. We did.
No, not on all of them. I just remember that one. So I did one of these long pieces somewhere. Where is it? One of those long pieces. And I'm like, I'd done up 20 skulls on this one thing. And I've forgotten 4 skulls.
Yeah.
Because they were at the ends of each. And I'm just like...
We did count them all. And it was like 27 skulls.
That was on a different wall, yeah. But yeah, and I'm just like, there's so many. I just want it to be over. Make it end.
We really wanted this thing to end. But I can't help as much with this project
because you're working on the videos.
And I'm sort of juggling between this
and we just got the new laptop. So
the new laptop is a pain in the booty because
the new whatever
Windows 11. I blame you.
Yeah, well. Like, I don't understand why they keep trying to update features and make them worse. Like, you know what still is always the best? Their legacy Windows Media Player. They're just like...
Go back to Windows 3. Go back to Windows 3.
Yeah, Windows 95.
Or whatever it is that we used to use as kids in the 90s. That everyone knew how to use, No problem. Bring Clippy back. Bring Clippy back.
Calm yourself and read, woman.
I finally managed to get back into it for Whip Wednesday. I have some samurai hobgoblins I've been working on. Still in the process of adding flavor to the bases. Okay, yeah, sure, fair enough.
All right, and who is it?
It's Mr. Tyrone de Bono.
All right, so I think the skin's coming up, but I do think that you need to add some additional layers there. Tyrone usually wants to do tabletop stuff. I do, however, really like the blonde here.
Yeah, very shiny looking, nice.
Well, like, I think that's because the contrast paint underneath sort of thing, right? But I do sort of like how he's made the colour pop where it has. I think that the reds come up very nice, quite vibrant, and I do like how he sort of integrated the feet and legs into the terrain, bringing up some of that sand color to make it as if like they've been walking through this for a bit. Yeah, I do think like it does need one extra thing, but like the fact that you've got some texture with the sand, I think looks good.
And a tuft of greenery.
Yeah, just maybe a skull or another
tactical rock.
Yeah, tactical rock. Yes, no, tactical rock is for when they put it on the base and you can't remove it, sort of thing. Like,
they
it's got to
can't
be
position it properly. Or like you've got to plan the whole base around the tactical rock.
Like Bellacor's technically got tactical rock.
Yeah.
But like you can use him on other things. But yeah, so I think all of this looks good. Good breakers, excellent breakers. So that they're not just a blob of red. I think that the skin's looking nice. Could use some more highlights.
Yeah.
I think that everything looks nice and readable.
Well done. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like perfectly good tabletop. Alright.
Ooh, it is Ron.
Is Ron.
And he's working on some Sentinels for our Marvel Crisis Protocol game.
Yeah. And I feel like these look so much better than the other things the
Iron Man.
Yeah, like I feel like this is how the Iron Man should look.
Yes. And he's got a nice metallic quality.
Yeah, he mixed in some metallic medium with the speed paints to get the finish he wanted. Like, this looks great. This looks fantastic. I feel like he should
have done this with Iron Man.
Yeah, exactly. And like I feel like Iron Man is just like he's like the 70s Iron Man. Whoa, I'm Iron Man. Instead of the Robert Downey Jr. version with all of the pizzazz.
All the pizzazz.
Yes. And so Victor Lundqvist,
I believe. Well, sorry if we pronounced it incorrectly.
Honey, we pronounce everything incorrectly.
No.
What was it? Gesamtkunstwerk? Was it?
Gesamtkunstwerk.
Yeah, and like we just butcher other languages. You can do Chinese though.
Yeah, but I've forgotten a fair bit of Chinese. But if someone speaks to me in Chinese, it suddenly comes back to me. It
is true. Like, all I have to do is poke her and say, speak Chinese for a while, and she forgets until she remembers, and then she speaks it fluently. And I'm like, how does this work?
I do not know. But yeah.
But yes, so
he came all this way
just to say
you guys got shouted out, and I really appreciate that. He's like the messenger guy who had to run across the desert from the other kingdom to deliver news to the king to the other kingdom.
Are you saying that we are the kings?
Yeah, and Mr. Victor's the messenger. He said, You've been shouted out.
You are a ridiculous creature.
Go and check it out.
Stop. But yeah, like, this looks great, Ron. Like, redo Iron Man like this. I'm sorry, my dude. Just redo Iron Man like this. Just like, I don't care. Get some stripper, something, you know. Get some stripper. I didn't say some strippers. Some stripper.
Stripper.
She's not drunk. She's just like this.
This is just to bring some fun energy to the, yes.
This is what I have to deal with every day, gentlemen. Usually we do have a few ladies come on as well.
Yes. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
I love the fade that
How
he's
about
done.
You read out
Okay, 6 more models ready for the finishing touches. That's 13 of 33. Wow, you're really smashing it out.
Yep.
With 12 days left. Ooh, 8.2 models ahead of schedule. But it's looking like I might lose Saturday to friends popping around. And the same for the 27. How dare people want to spend time with me at Christmas? Don't they know there's important things to be doing? It's also likely to take best part of a day to base and varnish everything. I also expect the Kingdom Death models to take a lot longer than the God tier ones.
I think he's not wrong. So these are God tier models, and I tell you what, he has done really, really well with their faces.
So good.
So let's take a look over here. So
like you can see the little cheeky smile there.
Yeah, and like. Okay, so for those of you who are still sticking around and haven't watched us before, we often comment on how Joseph does very, very readable models. Like, look at that. Like, that's very nice. See
How
the
did
way
they get
there's
that fade?
Yeah,
it looks
see,
almost airbrush.
Yeah, it does look almost airbrushed. Maybe it is, and he just fills in everything else. But it doesn't matter. It looks quite nice. All of it looks quite nice. I look at it and I'm like, oh, that's really nice. That's very readable, blah, blah, blah. Right? And I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I like all that. And usually what we have happen is we're like, oh, all of this looks so good. And then, she's looking here and over here at the same time. But like this, and so I'm not just having a go at him to have a go at him, but this is like a really big improvement. I know that the God tier models are a lot bigger.
Yeah, they have a much better design, especially with the eyes. They're usually larger and more recessed. So that was working in his favor there.
But you've got to give credit where credit is due.
Yes.
And I think he's put a lot of effort. Because, like, even look at these goblins, like, they don't have that sort of usual Joseph eye. And like, look, but here's the thing. We say, note when somebody's improved. And that is an improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, and finally,
we have Mr. Andy, and he says, so it's been a while. I got stuck down with a nasty cold or flu thing, so haven't really
it's a cold flu.
It's a cold flu thing. So haven't really been doing much of anything, but managed to do some painting this evening. This is, how do I say that? Freeheld?
Freeheld? Freehilda?
Freeheld.
No,
Freheld.
Yeah, Frehelda. No, there's no A in there. But like
Freeheld.
No, stop. But like I keep thinking of, Broomhilda, and like it's a similar sort of name sort of thing.
Okay. Who is the penultimate hero? What does that mean, penultimate?
Second to last.
Okay. I have to paint for Journeys in Middle Earth. Did it. Still have to paint Boromir. Needs a base still, but I think it's a decent enough effort. And then I started to do some of the gold trim on one of the Carnival models. Also used a chrome pen for the mirror, which is fun. All right.
Let's take a look. So yeah, I think she's come up great. And I tell you what, Journeys to Middle Earth, that game has such a level of variability with the model sculpt. So the face, I think, unfortunately, is a little ape-like.
That's just the design, isn't it? The sculpt.
I don't know, but like the dagger's a little off. But I think like he's doing great with all of it. But I'm not sure about the sort of stripiness that he's done for the highlights.
Does he done stripy? What do you mean?
Okay, I will zoom in so that you can see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you've done there. So, I think it's to show a type of fabric that is, the weave patterns are a bit more obvious.
Maybe, but yeah, like when I was looking at it, I was like, what?
It's a strange texture.
Yeah, I thought, because like originally I was like, is the model cracking?
Oh.
Like that was my original thought. I think maybe if you're going to do that texture sort of thing, go for a cross stitch, not just one direction, but two directions.
Yeah, I would agree with that, yeah.
But like the hair's come up great.
I really love the hair.
And I love the gloves and all of this other sort of stuff.
The leather work is very nice as well.
I really wish that we got a bit more on that
well,
mirror.
We could try zooming in and see.
We can see.
It just looks silver to me, though.
Yeah, it does just look silver to me because, like, we're used to the chrome effects of the SMS stuff.
Well, the chrome effect on that one is also like a very hyper, like very shiny silver at best.
Yeah.
We can
get it to be
super sort of like reflective, but you got to really burnish it into a jet black gloss.
So
surface.
You got to have the jet black first and then put it on. But yeah, like, I like the way that she's looking. I think the gold's come up quite nice. But I think that's it for us this week. So I think like she's been coming along for a while now. I think she looks great. But I have to say, it feels like a very, very long week, doesn't it? At least for us, we have been going all out, guys, in the background, you know.
Tell us how the audio is sounding.
Because we've been working on that a lot.
Working to improve, so we are recording in the new office space, as mentioned, with all the donors to absorb as much sound from the outside as possible.
So hopefully you won't be hearing non-stop cicadas through this recording. Though we have turned up the gains for this quite a bit, but like that's just compared to where we're recording. So guys, sorry if we feel a bit low energy this week because we have been just all out, non-stop. But what I do want to say is thank you so much for joining us. If you're new here, we hope you enjoy. And hopefully we're going to be taking away one step and adding extra problems for ourselves by going live next week.
Oh yeah, I'm a plus well. I love going live. You start talking and then the people talk back. It's nice.
Yes, when people talk to you, it's nice.
Yes. Yeah. You would want people to talk to you, wouldn't you?
Yeah, alright. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Keep those brushes wet. Bye-bye.